I am here, mortals. Welcome to the Capcom presentation. I haven't watched it up until now. I heard that some people have watched it, and they released a game with dinosaurs and robots. So we're going to see what that is like. The thing with watching it a little bit later, you can just skip over the white noise, which is the video game journalists. Or when the companies go, it's like, oh, we're so progressive. Do you know how progressive we are? We hire women. Oh, you like that? You like that, don't you, bitch? Ah, you want to buy our products. You want to buy our products because we're so progressive. Oh, my God. Oh, our ESG score. Our ESG score is going off the roof. Oh, BlackRock. BlackRock is masturbating thinking about our ESG score. Ah. So we can just skip on that. We don't have to watch that. It's one of the advantages. But unfortunately, I'm really tired. I haven't slept in ages, so I can't wait as much as I would like to. So let's just get right into it. Let me find a good link. Got Soylent Puzzle? I don't remember seeing Soylent Puzzle. What? Soylent, how's it going? Alright, Capcom Showcase, 20,000 people. Look at this. This is exactly what I want in my life. Look at it, chat. This video may be inappropriate for some users. Ooh. This video is for me. It is for us. It is tailored for us. So I understand. I wish to proceed.
Enters the frenzy state.
Okay. Let's go back. All right.
Man must fight for it.
Even if, by the way, this lag isn't from me, it's from the actual stream. I'll fix the volume in a bit.
Here we go.
Okay. Here we go. Naruhodo. Iguzo. Iguzo, chat. Oh my god, another Devil May Cry? That would be interesting. That would be great. Let me know how the sound is like, if the audio is good, if I need to raise the volume a little bit. Alright, Capcom. Capcom, show me what you got. Please do not disappoint me like Xbox did. Okay, we got Street Fighter, we got the Detective Phoenix guy, the objection. I never played that game.
Hello,
but I
everyone.
do know the memes.
Welcome to the Capcom Showcase, where we'll share exciting new updates on our upcoming games. We have some surprises in store, and hope you enjoy the show. Let's begin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ryozo Tsujimoto.
Japanese guy. I love seeing Japanese guy. It usually means that Japanese guy makes good games.
We're excited to bring you the latest info on Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which will finally be released at the end of this month. To kick things off, we've got a brand new trailer to show you.
Is this Sunbreak for the handheld device? For the Switch? It looks fun though, but I expected better graphics. Oh, it's an expansion. Oh, it's an expansion for the Switch? Yeah, I never got into Monster Hunter. I mean, I don't know what this is for, but the graphics look kind of meh. Again, the low frame rate is not from me, it's from the actual stream. Yeah, I'll skip over this, because, meh, I guess. Hello, Dwarf Attempt.
First, let me introduce a returning locale. The jungle area that debuted in the second generation of Monster Hunter games is back. Monsters in the demo to test.
Okay, let's catch up. This is live now.
Our first title update scheduled
I
for
just want people to know why I keep complaining about the graphics. I have a really good graphics card. I was really excited to see some good graphical advancements, like play some games that look cool. And unfortunately, all the games look like shit.
In addition to the Lucent Nargacuga.
Man, let me see if I can find a different stream, because this one has very low frame rate for some reason. Alright, the Capcom from IGN. Maybe the IGN one
And there's more to come in 2023.
has better frame rates.
Each title update will include additional
What Capcom franchise do you want to see today? Okay, so Dragon's Dogma I heard is really great. I've never played the original. Devil May Cry, kind of meh. I mean, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but didn't really like the previous one that much. So yeah, Dragon's Dogma is something that I want to see. Resident Evil, I kind of know everything there is to know about it.
Digital pre-orders for Sunbreak are now
They're making like the Resident Evil 4 for VR, right? So unless they have a new game. Oh shit, I wish I can revote. Like if I can see the main franchise of Resident Evil. What is it? 9 now? If I could see Resident Evil 9, I would revote. We should have perfect graphics by now. It's 2022. Yeah, I mean it's not that you can't have a game without good graphics, but like when you invest a lot of money in a graphics card, you at least expect that you can play some games for it. Play Minecraft with shaders, yeah. Being reduced to that. All right.
Street Fighter 6
Ooh.
coming soon.
At this
The
point,
next generation.
I don't know what exactly are they going to talk about Street Fighter 6, because I think they announced pretty much everything that they can announce for now.
And Chun-Li will be heating up the battle stage right alongside some of the newest fighters, Luke and Jamie.
I love the fact that almost no one likes Luke, from what I can see. Like, there's very few people playing Luke online, and yet Capcom really tries to stuff Luke down people's throats.
That will allow you to experience the Street Fighter universe. What awaits you in this game? Look forward to our next announcement later this year. Celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Street Fighter franchise, the Capcom Fighting Collection will be released later this month. Included is the first ever release of Red Earth outside of arcades, Hyper Street Fighter 2, 5 Dark...
This is going to be something cool to play with friends. I hope it's released for Steam, because I would definitely pick one of these games up, like Street Fighter 3 or Darkstalkers, and have a couple of matches with my friends.
Against your friends, or fight online against
It's so
new
cute and
challengers.
adorable. I didn't even know about that
Enjoy a
game.
full range of online matches.
Luke is a new character they added in Street Fighter 5, and I mean, he's kind of bland. I'm sorry to say this. Like, there's not... His personality isn't really interesting. His kit isn't that interesting. So people didn't really connect with him. But Capcom really wants you to like Luke.
July 22nd, 2022. Saturday Night Slam Masters.
I remember
Magic
playing this when I
Sword,
was a kid.
Black Tiger, Eco Fighters, and more. Combined for a total of 32 arcade titles.
Man, this is so great.
In
I want to
addition
buy
a
this.
bundle that features all 32 titles, each title is available for individual purchase and features.
Oh, that's so cool. So you
with
don't
lots
even
of
have to buy the
quality
whole
of life
bundle.
Options. All players will receive Sun for free when
I
downloading.
wonder if you can play multiplayer. A lot of these arcade games were designed to have 2 players, and it would be so cool if you can play online with people.
For pre-ordering. To celebrate, get the Capcom Arcade Stadium title Street Fighter 2: The World Warrior. Free for a limited time.
What?
We hope you try out the Capcom Arcade Stadium as well.
I can get this for free? Man, like, I don't think I can play Street Fighter 2 again. Like, it's so clunky. It has so much input lag, and it feels kind of meh, considering that you don't really have extensive combos, and you can take down someone's life bar with 4 or 5 hits.
Lots of gameplay.
I love Japanese,
take a
man. Look at Japanese, man. No nonsense comes up. It's like, oh, great to show you games. Lots of gameplay for the gaijin. Let's look. That's what I want from a presentation. Holy fucking shit, this looks gorgeous.
Data indicates you are a suitable specimen.
This
to
looks
join an
gorgeous.
ongoing experiment.
I want it. I don't care anything
Under
else
my
about the game, but it
supervision,
looks gorgeous.
Ideas Corp conducts its most important research here. Welcome to Bikitoa Island.
I want to go to Bikitoa Island, chat. Because it looks gorgeous.
You have been selected for a live combat test. The first team to complete their assignment wins. My archives encompass exhaustive records of human history. These annals are riddled with errors and institutional bias. Your species is
See, the
susceptible to
Japanese
mass
man
pollution.
understands me.
Fascinating.
It gives me dinosaurs
Humans
and
dread
robots.
the other.
You can't go wrong with this shit. Dinosaurs and robots, right? That's it. That's all I want.
Curtains. Yet
And then the Western man's like, oh, we got diversity for you. Look how progressive our company has become. I don't care. Give me dinosaurs and robots.
combat data is required to develop the Exo Suit. At IBS, we're always reaching for better. Always. Humanity resists quantification. An interesting variable. Within your behavior lies the answer. What is variable shall become.
Yeah, I can't hate this. I'm sorry. Like, I want to hate it, but I can't.
Humans, fight and die for me. Carnage module online.
So what exactly is this game? Is it like
I
a
call your
co-op?
attention to the unstoppable raptor horde. Calculating chance of employee
Holy shit,
retention.
that looks gorgeous.
Chance calculated at 8.7%. You must fight harder than ever if you wish to survive. A more grueling combat experiment is called for. You will now witness a small fragment of the war game.
Does it have
Until we
PvP?
can figure out how to destroy the body.
Sorry about that, chat. That looks really good. Exo Primal. Yeah, so it's like co-op game where you're fighting against enemy horde. Alright. It looks gorgeous. I'll
I
buy it.
hope you enjoyed the trailer. Now, I will get into more detail about the game. Developed by Ibius Corporation, Leviathan is a next-gen AI that guides players throughout Exoprimal via voice navigation and augmented
It
reality
doesn't look like
displays.
5v5. It looks like
Leviathan
5v
appears
environment.
before players as a massive human-like figure, or as a surveillance drone called a Watcher. The
Oh, he
trailer
likes
shows
to watch
Leviathan
the sick son of a
unleashing
bitch.
hordes of dinosaurs. Players will battle these dinosaurs after being forced into Leviathan's infinitely repeating war games. Why is Leviathan bringing dinosaurs into our world? And why is Leviathan repeating these war games? Solve the mystery by playing the main game mode, Dino Survival.
Oh, they're not going to give us spoilers, are they?
Let me provide a brief gameplay introduction. Exoprimal is a team-based action game. In Dino Survival, 2 squads of 5 race to complete objectives. Teams must follow Leviathan's directives and complete the mission before their rivals to win.
Oh, so it is 5v5.
These directives will feature a dynamic mix of missions. In fact, we just saw some in the latest trailer. There's Dinosaur Cull, where teams must eliminate a specific dinosaur. In VTOL Defense, teams protect a grounded aircraft from dinosaur onslaughts. In Data Key Security, teams escort a valuable asset to its destination. Destroy targets in Omega Charge with the powerful Omega Hammer.
The only thing I don't like is
Teams compete to collect
that
the
there
most
doesn't
energy.
feel like there's an impact when you shoot at the
You also
dinos.
saw a glimpse of a strange and terrifying
Like we just
creature
show,
known as
we
a
just see someone use a
Neo-Tyrannosaurus.
big hammer on a dino and the dino didn't even
While there are
flinch.
situations where you directly engage enemy players,
Again, it's
there are other
2022. You
times
can
when
have a
band
little bit
together
of
with
physics
rivals
going
to
on.
Take down a major foe. This variety of missions will keep players on their toes. In Dino Survival, the missions change based on players' progression through the game. The
Oh, you want full
experience will be
screen?
different
Ah.
every time you play, even in matches with familiar
I can give you
surroundings
this.
and objectives.
Best I
By
can do
playing
is
Dino
this.
Survival,
Hold on.
You will unlock story sequences
Chotomat.
and also earn rewards such as experience points to increase your player and exosuit levels. We'll provide more details about this at a later date.
See? I do read you guys. It's not only when I get a super chat that I read the chat.
We showed 2 new Exo Suits today. Barrage is an assault role exosuit. It uses explosives to set areas ablaze and bombards enemies with ricochet grenades.
All jokes
Vigilance is
aside,
also an assault role
I
exosuit.
think this game is going to be fun for
It
1,
wields
maybe
a
2 months, and then no one will
destructive
play
railgun
it.
to snipe from long range. We have even more exosuits to share with you in the future, so look forward to upcoming announcements.
But at least it's not a spiteful
We have
game.
one
Like, it
last
doesn't
announcement
try
for
to
today.
attack the gamer. You know, it doesn't try to... Like we saw with a lot of Xbox games that were just spiteful.
Welcome
This is just,
to my
I
research
guess
facility.
it's an attempt, but I'm telling
We're
you,
conducting a closed network test for Exoprimal.
like I'm telling you based on previous similar like games of this type, if we can say it like this, I think it's going to be fun 1, maybe 2 months, and then you're going to struggle finding people to play it. Maybe we'll have like a very small and dedicated fan base, but that's pretty much it. It feels a little bit generic. I mean, it does have its originality, but it's kind of like I played this before. You know, what was it? World War Z, where you have like hordes of zombies coming in and you have to gun them down and stuff. Pretty much like this, but with dinosaurs. I always read you, Alexander Montero.
Site and
Yeah,
social
basically
media.
like it doesn't have anything to make it really stand out.
Thank you for watching.
Next, we have a message about Dragon's Dogma, which recently celebrated its 10th anniversary.
We got a pog chat. We got a pog with me chat. Come on, pog with me. Oh. By the way, pog is just an appropriate form of soy face. Changed my mind. Oh my God, Troubled Cat, you
Hi,
manage
everyone. I'm Hideaki Itsuna,
to
game director at
accurately
Capcom.
assess
A
the
few weeks
situation.
ago,
The concept
we
is
celebrated
original,
the
but the
10th
execution is
anniversary of
overdone. Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma. Thanks to all of you for joining us in this celebration.
Yeah, I
The
keep hearing
world
that this
of
game is
Dragon's
really
Dogma
great.
has since spread to various different kinds of media, ranging from games such as Dragon's Dogma and the Dark Arisen expansion, to digital comics and a Netflix original animated series. In the coming days, we will be releasing a video celebrating 10 years of Dragon's Dogma, talking about how and what Dragon's Dogma came to be.
Look at,
So whether
you know
you're
why
a
I love this
longtime
Japanese man, chat? I'll show you why I love this Japanese man. Hold on, let's go back to the Japanese man. Alright, based Japanese man, okay?
Hi everyone.
So, when you look at a Xbox presentation or a Blizzard presentation, all the developers are so happy. Because, like, they want to say, it's like, oh, we're happy. Aren't you happy? Everyone is happy. We love our community. Ah. Look at this man. It looks like he hasn't slept in ages, okay? He's not a young person. He's not a young woman or a diversity hire. Like, he seems like he's someone old with experience who has been working at the company for decades. And even his shirt, like, he didn't iron his shirt. Like, he did, you know why he didn't iron his shirt? I will tell you. He didn't have time for this shit. Do you know why he doesn't have time for this shit? Because he's working hard. He is working hard on the games that he is making for you. Which means that chances are he puts a lot of soul and effort into his games. That's why I like the base Japanese man versus the virgin corporate Westerner. His soul has forsaken him. What the fuck is this? Is this Resident Evil?
It's all right.
I honest to God liked 7 more than 8. So hopefully this one is going to be less like 8 and more like 7.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do. I want to live a normal life.
Okay, so we got werewolves, the previous games. Can we please return to zombies? I like zombies. It's like what I think when I hear about Resident Evil. I don't think about werewolves, I think about zombies.
What's going on?
Yeah, Village is the 8th. Alright, so she's in a mansion.
You look just like me.
Oh, now we have a new little rabbit to pursue.
Wait, is the Duke back? Is he a villain now? That would be cool. Oh god, why are you doing this? Why are you teasing me? Show me something from the game.
It's time. Marking the target.
Those look like zombies, don't they?
No. What?
Oh god, I think this is not the new Resident Evil game. I think this is just DLC. I think this is DLC for the previous game. But why though? Ethan returns in third person, but why? The only reason to play this game is to see the booba and the tushy. You see it better in first person mode. Oh my god, but yeah, I actually got the joke. This finally continued the Redfield plot. Well, I guess Chris's wife is a widow now.
We're happy to reveal the DLC for Resident Evil
I
Village
called
we
it.
promised last June.
I wish I could
We
skip
think
it.
this new experience will be worth the wait.
What the fuck?
This
Wait,
DLC
you know what I
includes
want?
3
I want
major
DLC
features.
for Resident Evil 8.
First,
No one says
the
that.
third-person mode. Many people asked for this, and
Who?
we were able to add it into the game.
Who asked for
Now,
this?
You'll be able to see Ethan as he desperately fights for survival. Players that have already experienced Ethan's journey can enjoy the new perspective and animations too.
Literally no one asked for
Mercenaries
this.
returns with additional orders in an arcade-style action game where focus has been put on the exhilarating feeling
takes you
of
further
defeating
away from the
relentless
booba.
hordes of enemies. New stages are included, as well as additional playable characters such as Chris Redfield and Heisenberg. Of course, Lady Dimitrescu will be there too. We've really
Dimitrescu,
fueled this mode
not
up.
Dimitre. God damn it. If
Enjoy
you're going to
looking
do
down
some
on your
Romanian
foes
thing,
from
do it
over
properly.
9 feet above, as Lady Dimitrescu slashes her
Dimitrescu!
enemies aside. The third edition is one you've surely been waiting for. An additional story, Shadows of Rose. Today, let me introduce just a bit of this story.
Rose, the beloved daughter of the main protagonist Ethan, is now a grown-up main
Great.
character in this new
Now I
story
need to play
mode.
the DLC if I
In
want to
this
know what the
sequel
fuck
to
is
main
going on.
story of Village, you can experience Rose's struggles with the
I hate it when they
terrifying
do this,
powers
by
she
the
was
way.
born with. To break free of the curse of her powers, she
I hate it when companies like release a franchise, right? So you got Resident Evil 7, 8, 9. And they hide the story in the DLC, right? So if I want to play Resident Evil 9, in order to understand what's happening, I should play the DLC from this one. Like, I don't want to play your DLC, alright? Like, just give me the actual games.
Shadows of Rose is set completely in a third-person perspective. In the realm of consciousness, you won't only face creatures, but the world itself seems to be attacking you.
Oh no.
Enjoy the
Not the
horror
gate.
of the world itself being your greatest enemy. How will Rose find freedom from her mysterious powers?
Is she having an orgasm, chat?
The DLC for Resident Evil Village Winter's Expansion includes all 3 of these major additions. In addition, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, a bundle of Winter's Expansion with the base game, will be released simultaneously. The release date is planned for October 28th, 2022.
October
Resident
28th.
Evil
They lied.
RE-verse will also
They missed
begin
that.
service on the same
They
day,
missed that
October
opportunity.
28th, 2022. We hope that you are looking forward to it.
How did you like that?
Meh.
Also, as already announced, we are working on making the main story of Village available on Mac, so that even more people can enjoy Resident
Do
Evil.
people have Mac? And do people play
In
games on
addition,
Mac?
The main story of Village is planned to be playable on PlayStation VR 2. We're
Well,
working
congratulations,
hard on
Mac
bringing
users,
the
you can
ultimate
finally get the
immersive
booba.
experience worthy of next gen in Resident Evil Village. So look forward to future announcements. Up next, a game that was announced just a few days ago.
Why do they announce games before the actual Capcom presentation. Got the Mac at a Pog, Mac. Ay caramba! Resident Evil 4, amigo. Where they removed scenes that were considered to be problematic. For the American audience, they did this for you. For you, to keep you safe from sexismus. I'm not kidding, they actually did that. They removed a couple of very dangerous, harmful, triggering content that the American is too weak to watch. But the Chad Japanese man went through the files and removed them for your safety. Cheer for the Japanese man. I'm really curious how Ada looks into this, because I'm actually concerned.
Guess you, me, picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
Show me the Wong. Wanna see the Wong. She looked okay-ish. But I wanna see the Wong properly.
Receive our most sacred
I gotta say, Ada in Resident Evil 2 Remake looked absolutely gorgeous. I hope she manages to maintain the same look in this game. No milk, no buy. No, she has
just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second.
Wait, they
This
actually
time,
made the president's daughter cuter?
Different.
I swear to God, if they made the president's daughter cuter and they made Ada uglier, we're gonna have a problem. Like, she's underage, just pointing it out.
Hi everyone, I'm Yasuhiro Anpo, director of Resident Evil 4.
Are you the one?
And
Are
I'm
you the one that
Hideaki
censored the
Kobayashi,
fucking game?
Producer of Resident
Which
Evil
one of you
4.
did it?
This title
Which
is
one
a
of you fucking
reimagining
did
of
it?
Resident Evil 4, based on the original 2005 release. Similar to other titles in the series, we are carefully preserving what makes the original title special, while updating it with modern flourishes for everyone to enjoy when it launches in 2023.
Why don't you advertise the fact that
Today,
you censored the
we'll
game?
reintroduce a
Sick
bit of
fucks.
the game's story.
Resident Evil 4 is set 6 years after the events in Raccoon City, depicted in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. The main character of the game, Leon S. Kennedy, survived the Raccoon City incident and was assigned as an agent directly under the President of the United States. Leon is
Under Joe
dispatched to
Biden.
a quiet village in Europe
Joe
as part of
Biden,
a mission
wake
to
up.
rescue the kidnapped daughter of the President.
Why do they keep
You might
showing
notice
Ada
Leon
from
is
behind?
much more mature and fearless due to his past experiences.
Show me the woman.
The Ganado, the main enemies of this game, wait for him. The experience of being attacked by hordes of crazed Ganado is truly an iconic moment from Resident Evil. In order to truly bring out the concept of terror of
That is one thing that I wish they changed in this game. I remember the roundhouse kick was incredibly overpowering. So all you had to do was to hit the zombie in the face, which staggered him, and then you pressed X, and you did the roundhouse kick, which did immense damage, and was also an AoE. So it took away from the horror element. I hope they got rid of that shit.
people controlled by madness, the Ganado have been completely redesigned.
Let's take a closer look at the game itself.
The over-the-shoulder camera
It looks good,
returns,
though.
of course.
Again, I hate the fact that they went with Resident Evil 4, which still is playable today. Like, there was no need to remake this. I hope that they would have gone with codename Veronica or Resident Evil 0, but whatever, you know.
Leon arrives at a dense and dangerous forest. We want to nail the feeling of loneliness and fear of not knowing what lies ahead, even
Did people play the fucking game? We know what lies ahead.
more so than the original. Of course, there will also be thrilling battles.
Martial arts were cool, not in a horror survival game, okay? And even if you want to have martial arts, at least nerf them a bit. They were way too overpowering.
People that played the recent Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 should find this familiar. Look forward to future announcements, where we'll have more information on the game.
Resident Evil 4 is being developed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Series S, and PC. The release date will be March 24th, 2023.
Oh shit. I forgot
We're aiming to
hold on, I forgot to open the chat on my phone so I can see if I got any super chats. Give me a sec. Alright, there we go. Sometimes I forget to read super chats because I don't see them, and I feel really bad when that happens.
Create a Resident Evil 4 that everyone can enjoy, so please look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Japanese men are thankful.
What did you think about the latest information on Resident Evil Village and Resident
Concerning,
Evil 4?
because I still haven't seen Ada.
Both games are currently in development. For those that can't wait for the release, check out the following games.
I can't believe they're hyping up a DLC. Oh, I missed this soundtrack. It's true, Nogar. I am concerned. Look how awesome she was. Like, honestly, why would you change this? Yeah, well, Alexander, I am rich in spirit. I don't know, like the soundtrack, it was awful, but it grows on you. Look at this. Like, she was so cute. Honestly, if they change her, I would not understand why. Like, she's not hypersexualized. She's got a cute face. When she takes off her coat and she's in her spy gear, she looks really attractive, right? It's not even like overly sexualized. Like, she doesn't have like massive D-sized breasts and a thong. Like, no, it's just like perfect, absolutely perfect. If they change it, I'll be majorly disappointed. Oh my god, you can't see past my head? Why the fuck did you say so? Whatever, you know, just Google it. Google it.
State, who is excited for this one? Mitchell, was it enough?
I mean, I'm excited for it.
Oh
Am
god,
I
see
any
the
more
journalist.
excited after
Bring
this?
back Japanese man, please. Bring back Japanese man.
But yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 4 still looks great. You know, I think we got
I love how they never say anything negative that the actual gamers think of. And yes, I still find it concerning. Like, I don't know if you can see it past my head. Let me. They made the president's daughter cuter, and I have a feeling they made that out uglier. Like, that would be interesting.
Information that they've redesigned, like the main basic enemies that you fight, the Ganados. I really was hoping to see a little bit more. At the very least, I would have liked to have seen, like, you know, some gameplay from that opening section, that like unforgettable opening section of 4, where you're fighting through the village. But yeah, you know, we get what we get.
Yeah, I guess, you know, it's still a next year game. It's still a ways off, but
well, they do sound excited, but
a little bit more than what they showed.
They got 40,000 people watching, so they're doing something right.
What I have written
at least they're not getting super chats.
So people afflicted by madness. So sounds like a fun time. It really does look like they're going more into the RE2 and 3.
You know what I realized, chat? Why are they not making Dino Crisis? That was such a fucking fun game, and it would be so amazing. Like, imagine you play Dino Crisis with these level of graphics. Wouldn't that be cool?
Of
rich in spirit, grandma's praise for no supper. Man, your grandma was based.
This is a very dark and oppressive place. A lot less camp than we're used to. I do hope they bring some of that back in, but it looks like they are 100% going for. We are here to.
Wait, is this it?
I mean, one of the things that they
do they not have other games? Is this
the presentation is that they are really looking at what makes these games special. So yeah, I
what
still
makes
have
this game
confidence
special?
that, you know,
DLC.
when we see this game again,
Money.
we'll see some more stuff that I think alleviates some of those concerns.
Yeah, other than that, not really too much that they showed us.
But there was a lot of other Resident Evil stuff that they showed today. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Let's right now talk about something new from Capcom.
Wait, is that pretty girl not going to say anything? Like she doesn't look like a gamer to me because she's way too happy and excited. Okay, like gamers aren't like this. Most gamers are like pippa. But like, why would they have her on a panel and she didn't say a single goddamn word?
It's the way and I don't think you really get to see it all that much in these trailers, but the way they like.
Yeah, she just there and looks confused.
Kind of like, you know,
that is so
they're
accurate.
All climbing up each other, trying to get.
Yeah,
over
imagine
it.
if they made the Dino Crisis game instead of whatever this is.
And like the way the dinosaurs all just fall from the portals.
I love how they keep like ass kissing this game, dude. There are concerns about it. Like for example, there's scene where the guy hits a dino in the head with a hammer and the dino doesn't even flinch. Like, can we have some physics in the game, please?
Like it's such a.
Hey, they're dinosaur vortexes.
Sorry.
Look at this, like
dinosaur vortexes. But yeah, I think, you know, for me, removed from the disappointment of this being a dinosaur game from Capcom that's not Dino Crisis. You know, looking at it for what it is, I'm actually really excited for this game. I think it looks amazing.
Are you really excited about it? I mean, look at this one, right? He hit it with the hammer, nothing happens. No impact, no
Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Resident
no
Evil.
Flinching.
Not really like, you know, team-based.
In the future, sci-fi, guns.
Like this could be.
Oh my gosh, she said something.
Released, or if they've announced, like, is it a
she
paid-for game? Is
contributed,
it free to play?
Yeah.
At least, is it a live service game meant to compete with, you know, your Fortnites and Apex Legends? All that's unclear to me.
I did immediately go to the website to try and sign up for the early access, and the website was not working for me. So I hope I'm still able to.
Really, IGN journalist, the website was not
really
working
fun.
for
I
you.
love the idea of the Exo Suits and the different classes and then the different suits in each of those classes to choose from. I really like objective-based co-op games, and the story.
Why
is
do you
also
like
really
objective-based
interesting as well. I
co-op
think that
games?
They just revealed during this trailer.
What's
that
so fun
Leviathan,
about
the
them? What do you
AI
enjoy
might,
about
like, not be a
objective-based
good
co-op
guy.
games?
He's like the AI was saying stuff like your species is susceptible to mass delusions. Like I don't think they're on our side.
Yeah, the
He's not
thing
wrong,
is,
but he's mean.
I like the story and the plot of the game. It's very original, like malevolent AI. That's kind of cool, but the execution is poor. Like I've seen this game before. I've played this game before. I played Left 4 Dead. I played Back 4 Blood. I played Warhammer. You know, and I've played other games that did it better than what I seen in the trailer. Maybe they're going to have like something new that really blows my mind. But just looking at the trailer, it seems very generic.
That's awesome. A bunch of people in the community have been talking about the possibility of this monster returning in Sunbreak. I know there's a lot of people wanting Gore to return for Monster Hunter World, so I'm very excited to see it.
Are you very excited? Like, is that a game that you're not excited about?
Because it does some crazy stuff and can wreck entire
like Monster World
ecosystems,
excites
so I'm
you.
curious to see if Gormagar is involved
The
in
game with the
story.
dinosaurs excites
It
you.
looks like it is. It's got some cutscenes.
Resident
Who knows?
Evil
We'll
excites
find out.
you. Like,
So is this mostly about
if I was IGN, I would at least try to go like, all right, let's pretend that we don't like at least one game.
Bringing back
Like you don't even have to be like you don't like it, but like be skeptical about it.
legacy monsters from former Monster Hunter games?
Gosh, so every Monster Hunter kind of does that.
Okay.
So Generations and Generations Ultimate, what was the game that did that? It was completely focused on bringing back previous monsters and previous monsters in different ways, like deviant monsters, but it did have its own new monsters as well. But Rise and Sunbreak seems to be having a bunch of awesome new monsters.
I mean, Monster
and a bunch
Hunter
of
is kind of
flagship
cool, but I
returning
like the
monsters.
the
Espenas
ones
is
with
actually
good
flagship Monster Hunter
graphics
Frontier, which
for
is
my
amazing. They're gonna be
graphics card,
coming
you know,
to the
so I don't
US,
feel
and
like
very
I
excited
bought
to
it for
fight those
nothing.
monsters. I have not fought it before, so I'm sure a lot of people are in that same boat as I am because it was only available in Japan and Korea, I believe.
And then, can you comment on this?
Yeah, the Japanese man was excited. That's
yeah,
true.
so Jungle is another map. I'm actually very surprised to see this because in Iceborne we only got like one new map, and then we had another map which was a surprise unlocked at the very end of the game. But we're getting another returning map from the second generation of Monster Hunter Jungle. There's ruins, it's coastal. Another reason for people to be upset that Lagia Chris is not here. But I'm excited for more maps. I didn't expect
exciting this lady isn't that difficult.
Also mentioned that they need to create
like anything you do, she's going to be
maps
excited
to fit in with the balance of what currently existed in the base game, so that everything
she's like my
remains
wife.
balanced with the monsters and the hunters.
She gets excited
remain
easily.
Able to act the way they do in the base game. So I guess it fit those criteria.
Resident Evil excites her.
Available tomorrow, and I'm very excited.
Monster
to
Hunter
Alphalos
excites her.
And Malzeno as
The
well.
Jungle
This is
excites her.
flagship Elder Dragon.
Resident
It's
Evil
probably
DLC
gonna be
excites
just
her.
as difficult, if not more difficult, than Magnamola was in the Monster Hunter Rise demo, which I know Ronnie is still like not having a good time with it.
Demo tomorrow, full release on June 30th. Okay, we need to take a quick break, but stick around. When we return, which of us can do the best impression of the merchant from Resident Evil 4? Just kidding. Or am I? Stick around and find out. IGN Summer of Gaming. We'll be right back after this.
Is the show over? Yeah, that's a good question. Is this it? So, what did excite me? I guess the Resident Evil 4 remake looks a lot better than I expected to. The game with the dinos, I would probably play it for a bit, but again, my concern, and I hope I'm wrong, by the way, like I hope I'm wrong, but like my concern is that it's going to be very popular for a while, maybe 1 or 2 months, and then it's going to just drop and people are going to play it. So you're going to spend money on a game that you're not going to be able to play because it's multiplayer only. So that's my major concern about it. What else did they show? I don't really care about the Monster Hunter game. Not a Monster Hunter fan. I mean, I played the one on the PlayStation, Monster Hunter World, I think it's called. And I do enjoy it a little bit, but it's kind of weird. The hitboxes and all. I guess like if I spend more time into it, I might like it. But this one seems like a choppier version for handheld consoles like the Switch. So if you're a person that travels a lot, like maybe you would find more enjoying more things to enjoy in that. But yeah, so no Dino Crisis. That was kind of sad. No news about Street Fighter. I mean, everything that was released, we already know. I guess, yeah, like the only games that I'm really hyped up from Capcom coming up are Street Fighter and Resident Evil 4 Remake. But with Street Fighter, they didn't release anything new, right? So they didn't talk about the new characters, which are already leaked. They didn't talk about new mechanics or stages. So there's kind of meh. I do enjoy the tip, yes. No Breath of Fire, no Dino Crisis, no Resident Evil 9, no... Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense they wouldn't talk about Codename Veronica or anything like that. I don't really care about the DLC for Resident Evil 7 or the DLC for Resident Evil 8 or there was one thing that I liked. I really like the arcade games that you can now play on PC. Like, that's really cool. So you can play all the Capcom arcade games. Let's look at what those are, and the fact that you can buy them individually. Like that was really cool. So you get a lot of very old games. Now, it really depends if you played them, because I imagine if I was born in recent years, right? Like let's say I would be 14 years old and I never played any of these, I would probably not appreciate them. But if you actually went to the arcades and if you complain about DLC, imagine how it was like playing these games, and every time you die, you have to put another quarter in. They give you a lot of nostalgia. So the fact that you could probably play these online and you can buy them individually, this is something that I really enjoy seeing. So it's Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. Yeah, you got the Street Fighter. There were some Darksiders. A lot of these things which you can now play on the PC. So this is actually really, really great. I think there would be a market for opening arcades. Why do you think there would be a market for opening arcades? Look, okay, so the reason arcades were popular back in the day, which for some reason they're still popular in Japan. I don't know why, but okay, so these are the arcades, right? And the reason they were popular back in the day is because people didn't have computers. Like, when I grew up, computers were incredibly expensive, right? Like, having a computer in your house was just a luxury. Most people who had computers, was it because their job required them to, or because they were insanely rich? So, because people couldn't play games at home, they would go to the arcades. And the arcades would just rip you out of money. Like, most of these games cheated. There are channels on YouTube dedicated to showing how arcade games work. Like, for example, Mortal Kombat cheated. Because the whole purpose of it was to lose coins. And Mortal Kombat, the way it worked, like, behind the scenes, it had a difficulty level from 0 to 9. And the more successful you were, like if you managed to beat opponents, the difficulty level increased to the point where a computer would cheat a lot. So what does cheating mean? They would have frame recoveries that wouldn't be possible. They would perform combos that weren't possible. They would be able to grab you from animations that would normally hit the computer, right? So the way it worked is like you climb the ladder, you reach the opponent that cheats, they beat you up, and then you insert another coin, and when you do that, the difficulty lowers. If the computer beats you again and you insert another coin, the difficulty lowers. So the more coins you insert, the easier it gets, because the idea is like not to create a wall that seems insurmountable, but to trick people psychologically to keep playing the game. So, you reach a point you can't pass, you put a corner in, you then pass that point so that you feel that your corner has value. Right? So, this was before DLC, this was before, all of these loot boxes and all of that. And I knew people that spent a lot of money on the arcades. But to answer the question, why is there no market for the arcades? Because people have computers at home now. And if you really want the experience, because like one of the cool things about the arcades was that you could play with 2 players, right? If you really want that experience, I have seen places that have couches and a PlayStation or an Xbox, right? So you go with your friend, and if you don't have a PlayStation, if you don't have a console at home, you can play with them. It costs, I believe it was like $10 an hour here or something like that. So there is the possibility of like having a business that's similar to the arcades. Obviously a different experience. Kind of like an internet cafe, but with consoles. However, there's like a room for this. I think like in Romania you have some arcades, but they're not as big as you see here. So the arcades in Romania are maybe like 2 or 3 arcade machines. Usually something that you can't play at home. Like I seen Terminator. Let me see if I can show you Terminator arcade. There's a brand new one, which was actually kind of cool. It's not it's not this one, but it's pretty similar, right? This is the actual old one. I think you can't see it because of my head again. Let me just get myself out of the way. So yeah, you have like this gun. Oh, I think I saw the new one. Yeah, this is the new one. So there's this big screen, and you get your gun, you pick up the gun, and you shoot at the screen. It's really fun. I would recommend it if you go on a date with a lady. Like they seem to like this shit, right? Like it's a nice place to take a lady on a date to do something that she never done before, right? So you take her here, like she doesn't expect it. You tell her, hey, like pick this weapon and you fire at the Terminator. You know, you play a little bit. Like she's going to enjoy the living hell out of it. So I fully recommend this for dating experiences. But yeah, like in Romania, you have these arcade places that have like 1, maybe 2 arcade games. You have the one with the claw. And the thing is, like, you can't play these at home. Like, there's no way to replicate this experience at home. So this is why people are going here. Exactly, Silent. It's super fun. I would recommend it. Like, if you take a woman out for a date, my advice is to do something that other men don't do. Like, who else takes a woman out to a place where there's only kids? and plays Terminator, you know? I remember, like, taking a girl out once, and I think it was like a kid party. Sorry about yawning. There was like a kids party here, and there were like so many children. We seemed so out of place. But the idea is like she did enjoy it. So yeah, especially if she's into anime, she's going to enjoy this more because there's a lot of anime where they take the lady on a date to similar, you know, arcade places. It is my dating tips, and I do fully recommend it. I don't know if I have a single woman here. Like, I got 119 people watching. Is there any woman? Press 1 if you're a woman. Press 1 if you're a female. Any females in my chat? Press 1. Dox yourself. Come on. Dox yourself. Potty gal. Dude, get the fuck out. You just have a pink avatar. I don't believe you're a woman. But okay. Let's assume potty gal is a... Would you like it if a man took you to the arcades, right? Like, you're in your youth, you're 18, barely legal. A man takes you to the arcades. Would you consider this to be a good date or not, potty gal? Because I think I would get moist. If I was a woman, I would get moist. I don't believe for a single second Lito Plichano is a woman. I don't believe that. Oh, you're not a biologist, so you can't tell. I see the weaseling way out of it. Still waiting for potty gal. It's a serious question, potty gal. Wasn't rhetorical. It's better than a movie. The worst thing you can do, alright, listen to me, chat. The worst thing you can do is to take a woman to a movie. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong? Why would you take a woman on a date for a movie? Like, only if you're brain dead. The whole purpose on a date is to talk with her, right? Like, it's kind of like a business interview. Why would you do a business interview at a movie? Another thing that's wrong is taking her to a restaurant, and I'll tell you why. It's not just that it's expensive, right? Like, she can order something that's very expensive on the menu. But what if you really don't like her? Like, what if she's awful? Because there is the chance that you may not like her, right? Unless you're like the anything with a pulse dude. But like, if you don't like her, you can't get away from that place. Like, you still have to wait for the second course. You still have to wait for the dessert. Just, you know, like, you can't fuck off from that situation. Best place, take her to coffee. Coffee, arcades, bowling. Like things where you can just get the fuck away. Taking her to a movie about a romantic guy, that's better than you'll ever be. Man, I don't know of a single case where someone took a girl to a movie, the first date or the second, and it was successful. I don't know. Like, maybe there are. Maybe they exist, but very rare. Picnic. Women love that shit. I guess, yeah, like, picnic would work. But again, like, the problem with picnic is, like, if you don't like her, you can't get out of there. I personally like air hockey at the arcade. Yeah, I mean, laser tagging is also really great. If you hate her, you can take her to paintball. If you really hate her. But laser tag is fun. You know, like, take her to something that you think she probably didn't do ever. Take her to a gun range. Honestly, if I was American, I would take my dates to a gun range. All ones are lying, and I just wasted $2 for the... You did not waste $2. You got $2 worth of buyer's remorse. Petting zoos are fun. If you have them. Yeah, like if you have them in your country. But chances are she already went there. Showing her the basement, that comes later. Yeah, take her to the shooting range. Potty gal, would you go to the shooting range? Would you consider that to have the potential of a successful date? Especially if it's like a shooting range that has like guns where you don't have access to normally. Like if it got some rare guns or something. I was a better shot than my last gun range. See, there you go. Look, chat. One woman in the chat means 100% approval rating. See, I am giving you good dating advice. I don't know why people keep dismissing my advice, but it's good. And of course, if you take her to the shooting range, make sure you can shoot better than her. You should go practice. You should go train for the event. Take her swimming. It depends. Like in Romania, if you actually ask the girl to come swimming with you on the first date, it would be a little bit insulting because it implies that you want to see her naked, right? So most women, at least here, they would not accept that. It's a lot more conservative culture. Like I don't know how it's like in the United States, but yeah, I mean, if you like just started talking with a woman, it's like, hey, let's go out, and you're like, oh, I want to go date. And you're like, let's go to the swimming pool. Yeah, she's going to start thinking that you're a pervert. What do you think, Potty Gal? Would you go on a first date with a guy swimming? Like to the swimming pool? Not to mention, it's also inconvenient for her. Like, she would have to buy a swimming pool, a swimsuit. Right? Like, she would have to spend money. And there we go. Look, chat. Look. Again, 100% approval rating with what I'm saying here. Biking through the park would be fun. No, like you don't want to make her sweaty. Another thing, like women are very self-conscientious. If they feel that they are sweaty and icky, they're less likely to kiss. So don't take her out to the park. Don't take her out in the scorching heat. Don't, just take her to buy a new suit. No. What do you mean my dishwasher wanted to go to the shooting range? Oh, har. But yeah, let me think of other places where... Take her to a museum. A museum is actually interesting. Yeah, a museum then coffee is actually interesting. Especially if you know that she actually likes what the museum is about. Like, if she actually likes history and you take her to the Horrors of Communism Museum. We have that in my country. She might like it. But, yeah, don't do any physical activities on the first date. Like, jogging or bicycling or anything like that. Definitely don't take her to the pool. Even though it's kind of cool, unless like that she goes to the pool regularly and you're like, hey, can I come with? Yeah, the museum is a good place because it gives you a lot to talk about, right? Especially if she's into that. Like if she likes history, if she likes, or whatever it is that the museum is about. Why are you so outdated? Nowadays is the Netflix and chill. Don't even need Netflix anymore. I don't think it's going to create a stable relationship if you just fuck on the first date. Like, that's another thing. I don't know many examples where they fucked at the first date and it was actually a stable relationship. So unless you just want to use Tinder to hook up and just have casual sex, I assume the reason you're listening to me for advice is because you actually want a meaningful relationship. Take her to a V-stream. I wouldn't recommend that. It's like taking her to the movies. And you admit that I'm a better entertainer than you are, which is sad. The most important thing as a man is to be interesting. I mean, obviously, you know, you can have the best date in the world, but if you don't know how to be interesting, it's not gonna work, right? If you don't connect, you can have the most romantic evening you can possibly imagine, but she's not going to like you. The aquarium is a good choice. Yes, absolutely. The aquarium is also an amazing thing. The problem with the aquarium is that she probably seen it. Like, I assume that if you have a zoo in your country, if you have a zoo in your town, people have already went to it and they know what's there, so it's kind of difficult to impress someone by doing something that they already did. Have you seen the tweet of Annie Nyo with a twerking drag queen in front of children as part of an EU parade? Yes. I am noticing that all of these LGBT activities during the Corpo Pride Month are breaking so many laws that I'm really curious what would happen if anyone sued. Like, for example, public indecency, right? Like, I'm really curious what would happen if someone called the cops on a parade which has naked people or in bondage gear or anything like that. You know, and they sued them for, like, being indecent in front of children, because that's still illegal last time I checked, right? Like, you have a right to parade. But if I were to dress like they dress in any other day outside the parade, I would get arrested because I'm violating a couple of laws. Especially if you're naked in front of children. Jesus fucking Christ. Right? But like, if it's part of a parade, then it's fine. So I'm really curious, like, how long until someone is going to sue over that? And once people start suing, you're going to see that people start dressing up. And this is good and this is healthy for the LGBT community as well. Because I guarantee to you, most people in the LGBT community don't want to be associated with that. Like, most people, they don't want to, you know, be, so like, this guy is naked in front of children. And he's using the Pride Parade to do it. It's like, what the fuck? Most people I know are also against it. But they're afraid to speak out because they're going to get backlash from the vocal ones. The liberal parties would make sure nothing happens. They don't really get to control the judicial, the judicial arm, right? Like, the judges have immunity when it comes to these things, so I don't think they can do much. Medieval times dinner and tournament. I disagree with the sweaty aspect. I've trained my closer to a girl at the gym. Romanian girl to... Obviously, everything that I'm saying, like, you may find an exception. Like, you may find a woman that really enjoyed a date at the cinema. You may find a woman that will say yes to going out with you at the pool. But I'm telling you about aggregators and averages here, right? Like, chances are, if you go bicycling with a woman and she's sweaty, she may not even want to kiss you. And not even that. It's like, imagine like how the romantic evening would be like. Like, where do you leave the bikes so you can hold her close? You know, it's such an inconvenience. Potty Gal says that, I don't know, depends if you're over 6 feet tall and have a good financial portfolio, that you can be man enough to date a woman. Ooh, Rorona Zorro. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is such a burn. No, Potty Gal doesn't leave my stream. She really likes them. I don't know if she likes being in the center of attention, but you know what? I'm going to fix that. Give me a second, and we're going to fix it so that Potty Gal stops being in the center of attention. I'm going to give her a wrench. There you go. I think she had a wrench before. Aren't those parades for 18 plus only? No, there's actually articles asking like, should I take my kid to a pride parade? And the answer is absolutely yes. Okay. There's another video where like the kid doesn't want to look at the man twerking and the mother is like, no, you need to see. Okay. Take her shopping and let her carry the bag. Yeah, like a date where you take her shopping might actually be really fun. You show that you have money. Chicks like you having money. But I also noticed, you know, I don't know if this is just a Romanian thing or if it's an American thing. There are a lot of women that actually don't want to appear that they're gold diggers, right? So they might be gold diggers, but they want to have the appearances that they're not. So I know this is weird what I'm saying, but there's like these two types of women. So the ones that are gold digger, but they want to appear that they're not, and the ones that literally aren't gold diggers. And they will refuse any type of purchase that you have to them. Like if you buy them a lot of stuff, they will actually think that you're trying to quote unquote buy them, and then they're not going to date you anymore. So you need to be very careful with that. Reason why arcades are still popular in Japan is most likely because houses and apartments are too small for people to hang out with their friends. Yeah, but that doesn't explain why I wouldn't have a console cafe, I think they're called, right? Like they replaced the internet cafes now. So you have like these large couches where people sit there and they play consoles. It's a Romanian thing. No American women are like that. Man, there's so many Romanian women that are like that. They basically like, if you, let's say, try to buy them a lot of trinkets and stuff, like they will eventually just refuse, or they will insist they pay their own restaurant meals and stuff, and they will literally say, it's like, oh, so you're just trying to buy me, right? Like they don't like that. I tried to buy a girl I know coffee and she refused. It feels bad, man. Yeah. Ooh, karaoke is actually fun. Like, if you're really... The thing is, like, here's another tip. Women really like this. If you're really skilled at something, okay, that's a good opportunity to show her at a first date. So, for example, if you're really skilled at karaoke, yeah, you should take her to a karaoke bar. Like, she's going to enjoy that. Especially if you sing. Like, that's going to make her moist, chat. That's going to make her moist. Because she's going to see that you have the confidence to go on stage. And she's going to see that you're actually singing and you're not doing a bad job at it. Like, women will like that. If you know how to play piano, like you're really great with a musical instrument. Let's say you know how to play piano. And you have like these pianos in your town that, you know, anyone can play. Like, they would like doing that. Especially it's like, oh, I'll dedicate this for you. And you go like, sing the Pirates of the Caribbean song or some anime song or whatever, right? Yeah, like basically anything that you excel at, make sure that you show it to her on the first date. Unless it's some disturbing, creepy shit, alright? Like, don't show that. Don't show her your anime dungeon. I'm not singing shit, Simone. I haven't even been... Like, especially if I'm not super chatted. Jesus. If you can sing, you get groupies, yes. No, if you can play MP3s, it doesn't count. Something I didn't know about women. Women really care if you show passion about doing something. Yeah, that is true. It's not just like showing passion if you're doing something, but like especially if you're good at doing something. Like even if it's for example, there was this guy. He was a really good swordsman. Like he played in tourneys and stuff. The Olympic level of dueling, you know, where people duel with swords and stuff. And he was really good. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, that's so boring. But like women absolutely loved it for it. It's like, oh my god, you're in the tournament. Ah. And they really enjoyed that. So he got a lot of dates. Why not just build a cot in front of her? Yeah, if you can build a cot in front of her, she will like it. I don't know how you can, but like you have to integrate that in a date. Right? But like if you somehow manage to do some car activities, like car building activities in front of her, she might like it. Karaoke is good, you can sing together. Depends on the girl. Like some girls are really uncomfortable with being put on the spot, or maybe they don't have a singing voice, or they don't know the music. So yeah, they might not actually want to do it, but like if you have a girl that actually has a singing voice and you sing karaoke with her and you're good at it, like that might be one of the best dates you can possibly come up with. Go watch comedians with her? No, that's pretty much the same thing like watching a movie. Like, don't do that. Although, like, watching comedians is definitely better than watching movies. Right? Like that. I suppose if you take her to, like, a magic show, which doesn't last long, like a circus or something, and you can still talk with her, but then, like, you do something afterwards, it might be better. There's a little bit more interaction involved than just, you know, when you go to the cinema and it's dark and you can't even see each other. As long as your girl isn't bald and sitting in the front row. Didn't they actually decide to put a black woman that's bald in the new Pinocchio? Anyway, right, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, like, if you wanna verify my dating tips, like, take them to your significant other or your friend that happens to be female, and you'll see that she's going to vouch and agree with everything that I said here. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys said. Let me know what you guys think. See you in the comment section, and thank you for watching. Take care.